Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Chantele Francis. This is my co-host.
Buongiorno, my name is Michael Pez.
And we're here to recap, discuss, review the latest episode of Survivor 36.
Ghost Island.
5. I'm enjoying Survivor so far.
I'm liking it. Why do you say 5? Is that how many people you've lost so far?
No shade, I'm sure, was intended there, right?
It's not. It's hilarious. Like, for those of you who have been watching or following along, Chantele and I had to do draft picks at the very beginning just to make it more fun and more interesting that when we watch it. And the key thing is we went off the people's bios. I even talked to this guy at my bar. And he's like, I gotta go home and watch Survivor. I'm like, oh, you're watching it. I'm like, cool. So, and then I told him everything about what you and I are doing. And he's like, that makes it so much more fun to watch. He's like, you should have Survivor nights in the bar. And I'm like, I should. But the thing is, is on a Wednesday night, you know what, I should. You just play it. And if people want to come watch it, let's leave it with me, people. Leave it with me. But this guy was like, I can't wait to watch it. So Chantele and I picked based off of the bios, and it just so happens felt like none of my people had been kicked off. But I bet you any money, also it's gonna be boom, 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 boom.
Well, okay. I mean, I know that right now I have 5 players dangling by a thread, and Mike still has his entire draft team intact. But his entire team are the worst people. He doesn't even like his team, right?
I'm gonna tell you right now. Every time that guy Bradley speaks, I swear to God, I'm like, what?
Well, exactly.
I don't even know who Chelsea is.
Who's Chelsea?
Desiree's not even doing anything.
I mean, I don't think Chelsea's winning. I don't think Bradley's winning. Michael, he has an uphill road to battle, but I don't necessarily think he's going to be the winner, to be fair, because he has a lot to make it through. Who else is his people?
Everybody else on the show. Kaylin.
Kellen could win.
Yeah, Kellen could win. I also have I have Chris.
He probably won't win.
I have Jonathan.
Jonathan could get far.
He could get far. Let's
just say
we'll see what happens.
I have left
Laurel, Dom,
Jenna,
Libby,
Sebastian. They're gonna be done. Libby.
Yeah, I feel yeah. We'll see what happens. But so going into the show, at the last tribal council, Michael had James as idol, and he tried to pull a fast one, so that he lied and said how there was gonna save 2 people, and then that they were all gonna write down Bradley's name. And the plan, he sounded really confident and did his best. However, it didn't work out. He basically got, Brendan kicked off?
Yep.
And Brendan ended up going, and the majority of that one alliance all stuck together. They all go back to tribal council, and Michael's like, I'm next to go. Basically, I'm gonna go next. And Stephanie and Jenna, well, hey, it's one of them is gonna go next if they don't do something.
Absolutely. And so even though when they get back to the Malolo camp, Brad actually thought that he was going home. He was bleeping his pants. And I was like, I really wish he went home. It would have kept my team intact a little bit better. Got one of his losers out. Sorry, Brad.
Yeah, I don't mind losing one now.
I'm sure he's lovely, but right now he's a loser in my eyes. I hate him. And Michaels has to come back there now and do like damage control, and like he's like apologizing for lying, and then he was just doing anything that he could do for his like former Navidi tribe, which is like understandable. And I don't think that anybody was really holding that against him, but Bradley did say that he didn't give Michael as much credit for his kind of strategic chops, and so he said he was a little bit blindsided by how well Michael played those items. Like he didn't play it correctly, but how well he played it during that tribal council.
Yeah.
He was dead wrong. He said he was dead wrong. And it's like, yeah, your read on him was dead wrong because like you don't know how to read, even though you're wearing
glasses. And he's 18. And
nobody knows that yet.
I know, no one knows that, but like he's like, is that what 18-year-olds look like right now? Like,
well, 18-year-olds look like 19-year-olds, honey.
Fuck those people. Anyway,
no, so Michael.
So they go to the reward challenge, and what do they play for? What are they gonna win?
Pastries.
Pastries. Oh yeah, because they're all like, I love pastries. And so they get to the reward challenge.
Just a second though. With these reward challenges, like pastries, okay, I know it's not like, Kentucky Fried Chicken or whatever, but like I know they'll taste good, but I really wish that they would give something with like nutritional value with some of these rewards, because like, oh, let's give these people that haven't eaten anything but rice, let's give them like a whole thing of sugar and coffee. It's like, are they hoping that people get the shits? Is that part of like their game
strategy? That's what I think about all the time. Like I've gone days where it's like where I haven't eaten for like a while, and then all of a sudden it's like, this isn't going like crazy into it, but I mean like all of a sudden you just eat the wrong thing. Your body is like, you're eating rice, you're having no water, you're eating nothing, and then all of a sudden you're gonna get milk. Cold. I don't care if it's warm or cold or it's in a coffee. You're all of a sudden just gonna like have a coffee. Do you know what a coffee does to somebody in the morning? Like it gets things going. Thank God they're not giving them cigarettes. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that'd probably be better for them. It would curb their appetite.
Why, right? I'd be like, what's your luxury item? A pack of smokes, please. A day.
Didn't people use to smoke in Survivor back in the day?
What's that? Cigarettes? No, I don't think they ever did.
Are you sure?
I think that's why everyone was such a bitter kind. Excuse my language.
Oh, people are like, oh, when I go to Survivor, I'm quitting. Maybe I've heard that story.
Yeah, and that's why they're so dramatic in the first couple seasons, probably. It's probably why Sue was so upset in the first season. So blood hurt. All she wanted was a smoke.
So the challenge was okay. They had to like leap over those tables, and then they had they chose two people to dig out those big sandbags. So dig out the sandbags to release a lever. They pull down the lever, which would release some small sandbags.
Which looked a lot of fun. That looked a lot of fun to do.
Like the small sandbags?
All of it. This whole challenge looked really fun.
Really?
Yeah. Like there was the one challenge where I was like, I would love to do that one.
I don't think I would. Like leaping over tables, exhausting and annoying. Like heavy, they're probably 75-pound sandbags to pull them off a lever. Pulling the lever is the only fun part, I think, there. And then I don't want to gather up sandbags.
Oh no, this part sucks.
So yeah, I don't know. The only part is the fun is pulling the lever.
I guess it's the easiest thing.
So, and then at the end, they had to choose a player to pitch at like, it's hard to explain, but it's like a little spinning target that kind of coils up and releases a flag. So 3 flags, and it was a little bit of a blowout there.
I know, my boy Chris, he's just like, the lever comes down and all those little things, they're trying to get all the little sandbags into this one thing, and once it's all finally in, then they can he can start throwing it. And Chris just like bam, 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 and also
Yeah.
like one
Jeff is
foot
like,
drops, one
it's
foot drops.
no, Jeff is like, it's an amazing display of an arm in a blowout, thanks to Chris's arm.
Jeff Probst loves Survivor. Like, he loves this. Like, but like, why wouldn't you love Survivor? Like, that's the one thing. Like, I would love to be on a reality show, but you know what? I love to be a host of a reality show. That'd be friggin' wicked. I want to be Chris Harrison. I want to be like
Marissa Cox, my girl.
yeah, like I want to.
I'm kind of jealous of her job. I next time I see her, I might ask her, if you ever retire, can you pass the baton to me?
We gotta get in the show first, babe. Let's do that.
No, I can be famous first.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Yeah. Right.
Well, I'm going to be part of that show, like some way, shape, or form.
I know. Like, I mean, it's almost like, oh, it's like I'm destined to be there one day. It's just maybe we're just not. It's not our time. It's not our time. Well, actually, you know what? We should actually audition together now. Like, doing all this. This is the best audition tapes I've ever done. What's that?
Maybe a video together.
Yeah. And do like, and then even just like
I might
having this on YouTube, it's like wicked because then this is kind of like our audition tape. So hey, castings.
Hey, hey, you. Hey.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on?
I'm thinking about it. Actually, well, I'm going to Antigua tomorrow to my dad and my stepsisters and my stepmom are already there. And then they went from Monday to Monday, and I'm going with my brother from Wednesday to Saturday. But my two younger sisters, they're 17 and 13, turning a year older this year. Still, they are like really tall. They're both like 5'8", super skinny. They look like identical twins, and they're all both professional swimmers. So I'm like, and they're considered Canadian citizens, even though they live in the States right now. They have dual. So they don't watch Big Brother Canada because like it's Canadian. They don't watch it. But I'm like trying to convince my little sister, my older one, to do Amazing Race with me. So I might, while I'm in, Antigua, I'm going to maybe film an audition video. I know it's not until next year, like in the fall, when those videos are due, but I might, since I got them here, might do a video.
Sorry, you want to be on the American one or the Canadian one?
Amazing Race Canada.
Amazing Race Canada, because they have dual citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean,
just saying.
You know what? I'm gonna audition for it as well because you know what? Like, it's almost like I'm good for Big Brother, obviously, but like for Amazing Race, I am great TV for Amazing Race because I can't fucking do anything. Like, I can run and I can do things. Like, I threw a party the other day. Side note, threw a party the other day where I had to blow balloons up, and I'm telling you right now, it was one of the worst jobs ever. It's like I had to put it on the helium tank, blow it up, and like I know it sounds stupid, but like I had 20 balloons to blow up, and I had like to do it in 20 minutes. I'm telling you right now, the only thing that got me through it was thinking that I was on The Amazing Race. I actually went, okay, you're on The Amazing Race. This is the roadblock, and you got to do this. And if you don't get this done, you know, you're going home. So I was like, oh shit, this will be the worst part of my day. And dude, I got through it. I came up with a strategy. I was able to do it super fast at one point, and I was like, boom. So thanks, Amazing Race. You got me through a difficult challenge of blowing up balloons.
Thank you. Reality television changes lives. So obviously, though, Jeff Probst is asking Chris, so how'd you get that arm or whatever? And Chris is like, oh, I tossed some raw stuff back in the day. And Jeff's basically like, I don't know what that means.
I'm a pitcher.
And he's like, I used to be a pitcher in college.
Yeah, he was probably a big old bottom and a catcher in college too.
Say again?
I was thinking he's probably a big old catcher bottom in college as well.
Okay, X-rated podcast.
Wishful thinking.
I completely not, but wishful thinking. So how do you feel though about the fact that Navidi made Malolo pick rocks here? Because like I know it's like the route that every team is going now, but I feel like it should be a little more strategic.
Well, I mean, like everyone's so divided, right?
Well, this is what to solve that though. Like they do things like this all the time. It's like if you guys can't come to an agreement, then they can choose who they want to send, or if nobody comes to an agreement, like I don't know, someone from the winning tribe doesn't get to experience your reward. You know what I mean? Something.
I know it's but like it goes like with that rule that I always say that like you got to watch your mouth at every single minute. If I was there, and it'd be like, okay, we're gonna choose rocks. I'd look over at them and be like, who wants to go? Just to stir up shit. I'd be like, does anybody want to go to Ghost Island? And then just be like, okay, so see all those people. Like, I'm like, let's come together as a team, and like, who wants to go to Ghost Island? People put their hands up. They'd be like, okay, so we're all sending someone that didn't put their hand up.
Exactly.
Why don't we just do that? Why don't we just fuck them up? That's the whole thing. I'd be like, but my strategy going in for Survivor would be just to shake everything up, make it so chaotic for everybody that they don't know what they're doing, and I'm just sitting there going, yeah. That's what my strategy would be in Survivor. Chaos.
I would love to see it. Not saying that you couldn't, but I would love to see it. And you need to get caught up on Big Brother because there's somebody that wants to do that too. Boom.
Great, finally.
Okay,
so reward challenge. Just want to do like points really quickly. So Jonathan, Chris, Wendell, Angela, and James all get points for me. Right now, I'm at what, 215, and you're at 145?
I don't have that paper, so I believe you. 215.
I have 215. You have 145.
Okay, sorry. Who got the points?
You get 15 points.
Who's on that? I don't even know.
Laurel, Libby, and Dom. They all won the pastries.
Mm-hmm.
They all won the poops. And you have now 160, and then I have.
I'm gonna add it up at the end.
Yeah, 25.
Who's the rest of your tribe? Who's the rest of your team? So Jonathan, Chris, Wendell, James. Who else won? Is that it?
Jonathan, Chris, Wendell, Angela, and James.
Angela.
Yeah, she's still there too.
I saw her face for a second. I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot about her. Okay. But who else? Who's your other 5 people?
The other 5 people didn't win.
I know, but I just want to write their names down.
Oh, Bradley, Michael, Desiree. I have Desiree twice. Kellen, and Chelsea.
And who are the other 2 that I have? Jenna.
Stephanie, Jenna, and Sebastian.
Okay. So
after the reality.
Oh my God! Wait, no. There's something that we have to talk about for a second before we get to either the shits or Ghost Island. But what the hell was your boy Chris and that rhyme or rap? I wrote it down. I'm like a diamond in the rough. Do you see me glow? This ain't pay-per-view. It's a free show. I'm still shooting them all day. Free throw. Mic drop.
Did I lose something? Like, did I lose my memory? Did I block this out of my memory? Did this happen?
Pull it up on your TV.
Wait a second. Did you just make this up? Did you just make a rap? You're good.
I'll say it with him.
Hold
right on, after the reward challenge.
When? Like
right after
at the reward?
No, it's confessional. He's sitting on the tree.
Is it before or after Jonathan? Is it before or after Jonathan?
Right after the reward challenge.
Okay. Sorry, kids.
No, before this. Before this.
Oh, she's on fucking Ghost Island right
now. Okay, after this. Okay, say something. Over here.
Oh, it's right there. Okay, here we go.
This was just me being me, and I guess it's fair to say I was pretty hot today. I'm like a diamond in the rough. Do you see me glow? This ain't pay-per-view. It's a pre-show. I'm still shooting them all day. Free throw. Mic drop.
Good reason to block that out.
I love that. I love that.
I mean, I don't hate it actually, but like, it's very bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I blocked that out.
Got its due diligence because I thought it was a very important moment. This is part of his draft team, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's like his number 2 pick.
I just picked him because he was hot.
All right, so Stephanie's the unlucky castaway. Well, she's lucky, I guess, ish, that goes to Ghost Island, but she's worried about being away from the tribe, especially being on the bottom with Jenna and Mike. So she was like, she's definitely very kind of spiritual, and she kind of was talking about like how everything happens for a reason, and she's really, really hoping for an advantage. And like, in her bios, one of the reasons why I picked her is because she was saying for 10 years, she was saying how, affirmations on how she could see herself on Survivor, really wants to be there. And like, she's finally living out like a dream that she put out there and she created and she manifested. And I love people that are creating their own lives and their own destiny. So I'm like, yes, everything does happen for a reason, Stephanie. Like, you're going to win this advantage. You're going to get this. And so she goes to play this stupid game. And it's like, nope, not today. No game for you. And I'm like,
nothing. That would be the worst thing ever, going to Ghost Island and be like, I'm by myself. I have to make my own fire. I have to do things. But I could get a challenge. But no game for you? That would be the worst thing for you, huh? That'd be the worst. Chantele goes out and all she wants to do is play a fucking game, and then all of a sudden, boom, crack scenario, no game for you, shattered.
Well, it's like, okay, I know the producers apparently don't meddle with what's going on. Everything's already predetermined, but like, put the Kellen's stupid one that she didn't play back into play.
Yes.
Like, if Kellen didn't use it, somebody else gets you, because that would give people more incentive to use it so they at least know where the power is going, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Like, they should have said, if you don't use this power, you save your vote, cool, but you also put that idol back into play and somebody else might get it. Or whatever it is, that advantage. That game is the next game to be played. Ooh, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be good. That'd be really good.
Anyways, so I was crushed for Stephanie. She talks about how she left the Mormon religion and she left her husband all within 6 months, and she has 2 kids, and she's a single mom, and she's been like having to be strong for both of them, and she's been envisioning herself walking up on the stage and getting that $1 million check and hugging her kids, and so they can see like her mommy did it. But
editing.
It's not necessarily what's going to happen right now because she's on the bottom of the numbers, so it's not looking good for her vision right now.
No.
So we go to Navidi, and they're bored, and James and Chris are, enjoying their coffee. I'm just like, ooh, diuretic, diarrhea.
Yeah, no,
diarrhea.
Like, it's also like on Big Brother too, like when they eat the slop and stuff, and then all of a sudden they get to eat normal food. Like, is that copacetic or like that's good?
Or like in season 1 when what's his name? When the milkman had the challenge from Big Brother where he had to just keep on chugging milk. What's it called?
Yeah, like Abbott. It's like
He chugged, like, honestly, like 5 gallons of milk, like, and he loves milk, and he felt sick. I was like, gross.
yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
But you like Jonathan kind of goes away, like, and sits down by himself, and Laurel comes up and talks to him, and I was like, it was such a sweet little moment. He's just like talking about his grandmother who had 2 strokes, who he cares for, and his mom who's also disabled. And I'm just like, this little Jonathan, like, he's so sweet, and like he's just doing it for all the right reasons, and like he has such a kind soul. And I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan looked kind of hot in this light. Like, I was like, if he just fixes teeth a little bit and like got some swagger, he's a little bit country, but
He's so country.
I think he has a chance of being like kind of a babe.
He's a good looking guy. Like
Get him on the circuit. Get him in some booty shorts.
He's cute. He's very like he's cute. It's like I like how he's like calm. Like as soon as he gets a little self confidence, like right now he's so wide eyed. He's so like, wow, I've never met these kind of people before. Hi, and then all of a sudden, like, and then now he's calmed down and actually shown some heart and like feels comfortable there. Yeah, no, he's in a way better light. I agree.
Maybe that's why he's looking more like a babe, because he's like getting some confidence, and the light from within is starting to shine. Oh. So after that, though, Chris takes it upon himself to like seize an opportunity as well to do a little bonding with Jonathan. So he kind of sits down with him and shares that he too is in a similar situation where his mom, who has MS, is in an assisted living home, and he's been taking care of her since he was in high school or a teenager. And so they kind of had a little bonding session. And like, I think, the producers put that in to make us, I never disliked Chris. No, that's a lie. They've been putting these little things in about Chris to make me like him more. And it's working.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be kind of funny. I don't know how the editing is gonna go here. It's definitely like the whole Dom and Chris thing. It's gonna happen. All of a sudden it's just gonna be this one tribal council. It's going to come all down to this, and it's basically going to be Jonathan and Laurel and Chris and Dom, and all of a sudden they're just going to like.
Well,
hopefully
Dom is going to be the deciding vote, probably.
Who?
Jonathan.
Yeah, that's the way the editing looks, because like that little bonding session, they're not just going to throw that in
unless it's going to
unless something's going to happen, and it is a great little storyline. The editing on these shows are like primo. Whoever does it, that would be like, if I was good, I used to be able to like do editing when I was like back in high school and stuff, but like that would be a sick ass job. Putting together and splicing together a storyline in a reality show, God, you and I would fucking love that.
That'd be the best puzzle game.
That'd be the best puzzle game. Here's the deal.
Actually,
put together a show.
You mentioned that. Because I was thinking about that yesterday when I was watching Big Brother, the live feeds, and I was like, ooh, that's a good piece of information. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, how would they edit? I was like actually thinking about how they would edit it and stuff like that. So maybe I need to look into some other kind of work right now. If I want to get on the show, I'm going to have to like.
I could get you probably a job on Big Brother if you wanted to get a job on Big Brother.
Well, I got a new job that I haven't told you about yet.
Oh.
Want to know now?
Sure.
Well, I was my tarot teacher. If you all don't know, I also read tarot cards. And my teacher, one of my teachers, she was talking about when we were in class about how she teaches tarot. She reads at this little store, and then that she also works for California Psychics. And so a couple weeks ago, I had this idea. I'm like, well, maybe I should just get a job working for California Psychics. I'm like, let's see what happens. So I applied, and they called me, and she's like, oh, that's great. They never call anybody. Like they have like a 2% acceptance rate. So I'm like, that's a good start. And I'm like, well, I have 2 evaluation readings coming that have been scheduled. So I did my 2 evaluation readings, and I passed them. So right now they're doing a background check on me to make sure, obviously, that I'm okay. I'm also a flight attendant, so I'm gonna be okay because I'm like in the system. And so yeah, I'm gonna be call in on that hotline, and you get your tarot reading from the one and only. So hopefully that works out. Whatever.
That's
but
amazing.
like,
That's great.
so yeah, I'm gonna be an online tarot reader on the side.
That's wicked. I like, you know what's really funny? So just the other day, I really wish that you could have been at that Buffy. So I threw a Buffy the Vampire Slayer party at my work to drink for a vodka lunch party and stuff for Northern Temple. And basically, it would have been awesome if you were there because you would have just sat there in the magic box. We had like a magic box corner. I don't know if you've ever watched the show. And like, we actually had like the Ouija board, that like the drinking game Ouija board. I had a caricature artist. I had like, it was sick. And like, you being there, I'm going to actually like talk to my boss and see if we can have like a little bit of a night where you come in and do tarot cards and we could like have like a little mystery party or something like that. I'm gonna see if you're interested. If you want to make some extra cash on a night and sit in the corner by the popcorn machine, people would love it.
Yeah, if it was like, I would like it to be like a consistent thing. That'd be cool. Just to like, yeah, yeah. Especially because like with flying, I don't know if I'm laid off yet for May. So for June and July, for June for sure, I'll have like no like on paper job. So
I remember during a Pride a couple of years ago, I sat down with a psychic outside of Woody's, and I'm not kidding you. When she told me, I was like, she's like, I see a death in the family. And like, I had just had a death in the family, and I'm like, yeah, I think you were like a couple weeks off. And then all of a sudden I had another death in the family.
Oh shit.
And I was like, girl, you better get over here. So I gave her like $150, and she basically laid out the next like year and a bit for my life, and it was accurate.
Well, that's not my style.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
But
during Pride with June coming up, tarot cards would be great. People would love that shit.
That's what I'm gonna be doing. Just
good for you, babe. Good.
It's kind of hilarious.
Use your assets. Use your assets.
Well, yeah, like I'm going in hard next year. I was like, I read for California psychics.
Amazing. Great. All right, so like after bonding with Chris, Jonathan, where are we at now?
Immunity challenge.
Immunity challenge. Which was what again?
Steph returns. She has like a big hug for the family. And Des, I don't know if it's just like she has like resting bitch face, but like she didn't really seem that excited, like happy to see Steph. She's just like, even though Steph is like, oh, my family, I love you. And so Des is like, it's like, okay. So what they do is that they race across the bridge. They had to untie, they raced across the bridge with their bodyboard, untie a bag of numbers. Well, I guess we don't know what it's numbers. And then have their tribe crank and pull them back on the bodyboard with their puzzle or their pieces. So to do that 3 times. Why did Wendell have to go twice? Like, they couldn't switch out other people? Like somebody from the swimming side or whatever had to do it twice? Because Chelsea also went twice. I thought that was weird, but they didn't.
I don't know. I guess that I think he really fucked up on a puzzle like a couple weeks ago. So he wasn't going to be a part of the puzzle. And if he could like run fast and get across there, and they have big guys. So they have like Dom and Chris and Desiree and stuff to like crank that thing to wheel them across. Maybe that he was just the best choice, and maybe he had the most stamina. I don't know.
It wasn't Desiree, it was Laurel, but I'll forgive you for the
I don't have it in front of me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, but they have those people to like
pull them in. Yeah,
so pull the thing, and like, and that's the key thing.
I'm just wondering why he went twice as well as Chelsea went twice.
I don't know.
I feel like there could have been a better way to do that, but I don't know. But maybe I just don't know the rules. Like, oh, you can only, like, someone has to go twice, maybe. So Jets and his little like taglines, this is Survivor Surfing.
Oh, like what when Desiree was under the water and was like a missile.
Yeah, and he's like, that's a Survivor ride right there. It's like,
Jeff Probst, dude.
And like I'm gonna like do a podcast of only Jeff Probst catchphrases.
That is how you do it.
That's how we play Survivor. So Wendell, after his second run, he is back first. And James and Dom started working on the pieces and the original combination. So they actually had a little bit of trouble on the combination lock, giving the Molo time a little bit of time to kind of catch up. And so they finally get the combination lock correct, and then they had to solve a variation of a slide puzzle. But it was pretty apparent that it said Ghost Island. So with the difference of the slide puzzle, as opposed to just having one space that was free and it was in a square, it was mostly in a flat line with 3 spare spaces on the top. So they could have like somebody in a resting spot, but like most of the majority of the pieces were laid out in front of them. So I mean, you just have to do it one piece at a time, but it's a little more challenging, I'd say, than a regular slide puzzle. Right?
Yeah, like it looked different because then like when they were spelling ghost, the O had to be up, and then they had to like I saw how they were doing all that, and I was like, that's different. But I just love how the fact they were all like, it says Ghost Island.
You're like,
it says Ghost Island.
Like, what else would it say?
I know, but it's like
Slago is slush.
It says Ghost Island. And then. So, like, it wasn't really much of a blowout. It came close. Like, it was
not really
very
close. It seemed they were both working on the puzzle at the same time, but James and Dom were a lot ahead of them, like enough ahead of them that they couldn't really catch up because slide puzzles are methodical. That like, if they started with the same layout, like you can't be that much faster than top speed. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. It was just who got to that puzzle first, basically, because you can only solve it one way, or you could take longer. Like if you do it both do it the fastest, it has to be the person that gets there first. Like it's just fact. So at the end, our dear Navides win again. Thank goodness, because one saving grace we have is we have massive points on our draft picks for if we picked first. The winner. And so I still have my first pick. He's a loose cannon, but it's Dominic. And Mike still has his first pick, who's Hottie Mike.
Yeah.
So in a sense, like I'm still happy that Dom hasn't had to have a showdown with Chris yet, because he's still left in the game, and hopefully I can snag some big points there. Because like I still think I have a chance to win. I'm not losing.
No. It's just nice to see you losing right now. Because you dominated so much in RuPaul's All Stars. That like literally like she would be like, and let's do the points. And I'm like, I don't wanna. So, but what's really funny is that I have all my 10 people, and it's funny because I have 5 on one side, on one tribe, and I have 5 on the other tribe. That's so weird.
Sure. So at least then you don't always get 10 points, which is really good.
No, I just always get 25.
Well, you're like
yeah. So I'm just gonna like calculate that.
So wait, am I calculating? So 5 points for Donna, or for all my 5 people.
Yeah, you get 15 points.
And you get
I get 25 points, and then you get an extra 10 because Stephanie went to Ghost Island.
Thank God.
So, not gonna lie, you're kind of behind right now by 100 points almost.
But you have so many chances to lose still.
Dude, are you kidding me? Like, hopefully these people that you have are like we see next week that something happens. So, so they go So
Kellen, though, she kind of like is taking it for the, like, she feels like the loss was all on her hands. And Jeff definitely asked her about like your face shows everything. And she's like, yeah, well, I feel like, it's my challenge to lose. But they got to the puzzle latest, so there's no way that she was going to win.
Yeah. So they go back to the camp. The other tribe goes and they celebrate. And the other tribe goes with Michael, Stephanie, and Jenna. Basically, like, one of them is gonna go that they feel. So I'm just gonna skip to like the one part of Jenna and Sebastian. I like Jenna because Jenna's like, I have a resting bitch face. Like, she basically says, she goes, my face is, she goes, my whole thing is like, I wanted to meet new people and I want to like, but like, I look like I'm pissed off all the time, which she does. But like, we all, like, everyone suffers from resting bitch face. It's sometimes the thing. But I love how she was like, you know what? I'm going to flirt. Like, I'm going to flirt. And like, flirting gets you ahead. I remember like a lot of people like on their audition tapes that say, I will flirt with whoever to get ahead in the game. And I'm always like, that doesn't ever work. But guess what? I've seen it work.
It works.
A couple reality shows now.
If it's the right person, like if she's a hot, cute girl that's like Stephanie was even said when she's flirting with like, was it Jacob?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some guys, especially ones that don't get the attention, like a little eyelash bat and a little bit of like, oh my God, you're so smart. Like it goes a long way.
I will tell you the best strategy of flirting that I've ever seen in a reality show, which made the person win, was Kevin Martin on Big Brother 5. If he didn't flirt with, William from Montreal, if they didn't do that, William would not have used that secret veto he found in the wall to save
But if he was
Kevin.
better at flirting, he would have used both of them and saved Bruno as well.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, like, Bruno.
I really wanted that to happen.
I just don't think Bruno's a very good player.
He's okay, but I was rooting for him to win at that point, or not win, to not get evicted and whatever. I hated when Sydney made that move, so I was like wanting them to get some more traction and some more power. Yeah. And so everybody was like, so Kellen was talking to Chelsea and thinking that they should go for Jenna because she's weak, and I guess they're trying to keep the tribe's strength to a certain extent. Jenna's flirting with Seb, and they're talking about like they're smelling each other's hair, and he's like, your hair smells like a dead weasel, and she's like, they're talking about braiding hair, and he's like, you can't braid hair. Their flirting is interesting. But I think it's just having like a very light, like, relationship where it's like they're not stressed out, they're having a good time, like it's no big deal. So it was kind of cute. So then Des, though, suggests to Chelsea and Seb that maybe it should be Stephanie because she's more strategic. And I was like, So Kellen, and Kellen's willing, she's like, and I'm like, Kellen, you said Jen. No, I'm like, I didn't want Jenna. I'm like, what about Michael?
No.
I'm like, what about Michael? Please.
And they're like, poor Michael's like, I think I'm gonna go. Like, I try to go after Bradley, and like, I kind of showed all my cards at the last tribal council, and they're all like, well, why don't we get rid of Michael? Like, because like he tried to do that, and I thought,
Brad thinks Michael for sure.
I thought, oh God, Michael's gonna go now.
I was like hoping for it because like Stephanie kind of pleased with Brad, and like she kind of sucks it up and smiles and is a little bit of coy and flirty with her, and she's just like wants the winning moment. She just wants it so badly. And so Brad thinks that Michael, obviously, because he targeted him that way, and he had such a bad read on him that way that he was like, he's thinking Michael, Michael, Michael. And like, it's also like his lower regions were probably thinking, let's keep the girls, like, let's get rid of this alpha male that's like really hot. But Mike really wants to prove his loyalty. So he's like really pitching to Brad. He's like, I want to be on your side. I want to work with you. I want to do this with you. I'll prove my loyalty to you. And that's all the cards that he really has. And like, I personally thought that they were going to keep him just because like it would suck to lose another member.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But I think I based off of editing and based off of what you just, like you said before, with Stephanie coming back from Ghost Island, I feel like Desiree's like the one that's calling the shots.
She is, because it always happens every time it's her way goes. She's like, well, what about blah, 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 blah. I'm like, but whatever you guys want. Right? Like she'll throw it in and give like a good reason as to why they should be the ones out. And then she just lets them like decide on their own. I'm like, I'm pretty impressed by that, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like it seems like she doesn't really seems to be like doing a lot and talking a lot. I don't think that she's going to win based off of editing, but she's definitely someone that is like
maneuvering,
like she's getting her way.
Mm-hmm. And so I felt bad that Michael's crying in the confessional, and he's like, you know, he would never forgive himself if he didn't try his hardest. So cute.
He's so hot. Like
so cute. Little teeth there.
Like and I'm just like he's just honestly like that, he's just a beautiful man. Like
how'd you feel though about Des looking through Stephanie's bag to see if she had an advantage from Ghost Island?
That goes to show Des is like that kind of person that will go through someone's bag. I don't mind, like, honestly, if I was playing a game for $1 million, I'd go through someone's bag. What's really in there?
Well, and I don't understand though why though Stephanie didn't do something. I mean, it might have been shown, and like I've heard some of her exit interviews where she said that like she knew when she came back from Ghost Island that they kind of made a little pact with Mike and Jenna because she was gone for 24 hours, that like they kind of she knew that she was going to be on the out, and then she was. But like, why couldn't she lie and say something just to worry them and shake them up and make it not be her? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. She had the tool to make something. She's like, I played a game and this is what happened. Like, yes. I can still vote, or whatever she wants to say. Like, I can still vote and I can have it for myself. Like, I don't know, something where you don't need to have a stupid, like,
piece of paper.
Whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, lie about it. I don't know. I wish she just did something just to like.
I think it also comes down to like she's just hoping that maybe someone can flip or something. But when you're like at that point and you're just like, there's 3 of you and it's a numbers game and you're just like, I got to do this. You're just hoping for the best, and being a mom and being like as sweet as she is, I don't think that she'll ever go against to the point of like going against Michael and Jenna.
I'm not saying to go against them, but I'm saying like to do something. Like, I just wish she did a little bit more. Pretend she has an idol. Pretend like just something. I just wish I wanted her to save herself a little bit more.
Yes.
And I mean, like, I guess, you know, with her not fighting for herself, she saved Michael and Jenna, I guess. But I really wish that she fought a little bit harder in that sense.
It just sucks because like the one thing is you want to get to jury. You want to get to jury because if you get to jury, you're still on the show. You get to still be in every episode. Like, that's the key thing. You want to get to jury. So.
Oh, I want to get to jury. I do.
I just want to like not get kicked. You just don't get kicked off first, and then try to make it to jury. Try to make it to the merge, which you make it to jury. And then you're like, okay, try not to win so many immunities and paint a target on your back and just be a nice person and just
be a number.
Like, just be quiet. Just like don't ruffle any feathers at that point. So
So they're at friggin' tribal council, and Jeff is asking Kellen, like, so, like, how are you guys making votes? And she kind of mentions the fact that, like, it could be just one sentence that changes, like, who you're voting for. And I'm just like, don't say that, because, like, maybe you didn't say the right thing, or you didn't say enough, or you didn't talk enough, or you weren't the last person that they talked to. Like, they didn't know your sob story. I don't know what it is, but, like, it just sucks knowing that, like, they didn't really have that much to go off of, and whoever they chose, like, it was a very, very small thing that they did or did not do that is getting them voted out of, like, the game that they've probably been dying to be on.
Yeah, it sucks.
So Mike kind of throws it out there, though, that he wants to help them out at the merge, which is also a pretty good pitch. That, like, I mean, I don't know how much he would stand by that, but it's a good pitch to be like, hey, like, I do have a chance of winning immunities. I could help you guys out, because they are lower in numbers in general, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
I guess they also don't know that.
Well, if Jenna and Michael, the next episode they mix them up, but, like, if they were to go into the merge, Michael and Jenna, based off of the original tribe that they were on, there's James and Jonathan. James, Jonathan, Laurel, and Libby were all in the original tribe with them at the beginning, and then they switched them all up. So Michael could always come back in and hopefully have Libby and Jonathan and James get back on that side, because those three people are kind of floating and they don't have a side, whereas Laurel's already picked a side. Laurel was on that tribe with Michael, but she seems to have been, like, come apart with, like, has come together with Dom. So I don't know.
We'll see. It's just
we'll see what happens.
Really exciting.
So, I mean, just to, like, finish off this episode, basically these three guys are just like, it's going to be one of them. Even Jenna brings up the fact that, like, she has that face and she's just doing the best that she can, and then, like,
yeah, Jeff asked all of them. He asked every single one of them, the Navidi tribe, or old Navidi, like, why is this so important to them? And so Stephanie's like, I'm doing this for myself and my family. And Michael's like, being like, it's been a dream since he was 13 years old.
Which was 5 years ago.
But I think he's trying to imply that he's 23 still, because he said 10 years ago, or 10 years at one point. And then obviously you're saying that Jenna was saying, because, like, she doesn't really know how to get along with people, and she wants to improve in her social skills. And Jeff's like, you chose the hardest social game on the planet. Okay.
Is Jeff Probst your Snatch game?
Say yes.
Is Jeff Probst
I should do him. So yeah, that happened. They get up and vote, and my darling Stephanie bites the dust.
Like, she had a good run. She was featured in a lot of episodes, and I gotta say, like, it was heartbreaking to see her go, only because I'm so involved. She just had a great face. I just like her face. I feel like I know her. Like, she was a great person for a show. I'd love to see her, like, be brought back for another season. Brought back
100%.
She's like really good TV, but, like, we'll see what happens. But at the end of this episode, Stephanie leaves, and we see a preview for next week where Jeff says,
"Drop your buffs."
So they're gonna mix them up.
Okay, so what do you think? Do you think it's gonna be they're gonna do 3 tribes of 5, or do you think they're gonna do 2 tribes of 7 and send someone to Ghost Island, and they join the losing tribe?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15. 3 tribes of 5? No.
2 tribes of 7, and then one goes to Ghost Island and joins the losing team?
Yes. Yes. Did you write the show?
I'm curious.
I think that would be great. That sounds like it's gonna happen. How many do they go into with like a merge? 10?
It's been like 13 sometime.
They gotta do a double. They gotta do a double eviction soon. Well, there's still so many left. There's still 15.
It might be a double
left.
episode soon.
Yeah, I mean it is only March still, so still have all of April. So all right, so this concludes our episode of episode 5 of Survivor Ghost Island season 36. The point system is as follows. I got 50 points during that, based off of the reward and the immunity challenge. Chantele got 30 points for the reward and the immunity challenge, plus an extra 10 for Stephanie going to Ghost Island. No one found any immunity idols. No one did anything like that. It was a very just easy episode to watch. The final point system right now is I have 265. And Chantele has 185.
75. Nope.
85.
Oh, yeah.
85.
Thank you. Yeah.
265 versus 185, but it's time for me to start losing. It'd be really interesting if all of a sudden, like, all your people were on the same tribe or something, and they all win. And that's basically what's going to happen. Immunity idols still need to be found. There's still individual reward challenges to come up for the merge, as opposed to individual rewards. There's the loved one visit where we got points for that. So stay tuned, everybody. Thank you for watching. My name is Michael Pez.
And I'm Chantele Francis. You can find me at Fran on Instagram, or both of us at Realness with 3 S's on Instagram. And where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at Michael Pez. And you can find me on Twitter at the Michael Pez. I don't check Twitter that often, but I do get notifications if someone does send me something. And if you have any questions or any comments for us, or if you agree or disagree, or have any suggestions, we love to hear it. Doesn't matter. It's great.
And make sure you press that little button here and subscribe and share this with your friends and family, because we want to talk to you. We want to share our Survivor knowledge, experience, and fun and love of the show with everybody. So share. And we'll see ya next time.
See you next week.